on, guys. So guys, I'm the Terror City. My version of the word Terror City. Terror, I hate movies, and City, I like movies. You might find it confusing, but just go with it. Now, most of you will probably say, what's going on? Well, my camera is on 8%, so it's going to be charging. So yeah, you're going to be spent. So yeah, you're going to see me looking like this, a little like that. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of problems. So you may find it difficult. Oh, anyway, I forgot. Now, because I mentioned Godzilla on my Monsters and Cloverfield review, I decided I should take a look at Godzilla. But this is the Godzilla that everyone don't like. The one that everyone has been bashing, beating it to death, burned it. All kind of brutal things. Well, not in my taste, but... However, some people do like this movie. And for a reason. It's either, one, because it's a roller coaster ride, or two, because it was the movie to introduce them to the Godzilla universe until they hate it because they saw the other Godzillas. I'm on the second wagon. I like it because they introduced me to the world, and I thought it was a fun popcorn flick. That you guys may know. It's the 1998 Roland Emmerichs Godzilla. For those of you who don't know, Roland Emmerichs Godzilla is the 1998 American science fiction monster movie. It was written and directed by Roland Emmerich and starring Matthew Broderick. The movies are actually a remake. Sorry guys. There you go. There. The movie is a remake of the 1994 Godzilla. As I said. Now, I've already said this. With the success of Gareth Edwards' Godzilla, I think it's time that we took a look at the reboot. Well, you guys may know Gareth Edwards' movie as a reboot of an original. So yeah. Okay, excuse me. Sorry guys, I had to do something. Well, now we're going to do a little couple things different here. If it comes to a movie that's been hyped and gets disappointed, or if it comes to a reboot of an original, I'm going to be talking about the production before we get into the actual movie itself. So if you guys don't want to do that, skip until you get into the part where I talk about the movie. If you guys skipped past that, then go to the beginning and see it. However, if you guys want to know how they messed up the movie, then find out how they did it. So, I'm going to be reading it through tabs, so there you can get all the history, interesting stuff. First, let's talk about Godzilla. Now, Godzilla started his debut, Godzilla started his debut in 1954 with the Godzilla movie. Now, for those of you who don't know, Godzilla, well, it's just a simple plot. It's about a monster that goes to some disturbances have been going on in an island by this ship thing that happened up near Toho Island, and they simply go to investigate it. That's when they meet Godzilla. Godzilla goes to attack the city, and only one can stop it. It's the usual part of the original. Now, most of you probably think that this sounds silly. You'd be wrong, because the movie was a big success. It was pretty much it was more dark and emotional. If you guys want to look for a fun monster flick, you're going to be disappointed because Godzilla doesn't have that. However, it does have a good theme, a good open. It has one of the best themes and one of the best scenes in the series and the best soundtrack. Anyway, moving on. Godzilla. Now, because of this movie, this was so successful that it inspired Toho to make another monster. Well, two, which I remember. But from someone else who mentioned it. Gamera and Yappa. Those are the only two I know. It was also successful that it spawned two series, including this one. Because of Godzilla, a new series emerged that ran for 1, 2, 3. I think 11 or 12 years, and it was called the Toho series. This was successful that in 1984, they did the Return of Godzilla, which ended with Godzilla vs. Destroyer. The show series ended with Terror of Godzilla. Then you had the Millennium series, which began in 1999 and ended in 2004. So that's got to be 6 years period. Began with Godzilla Millennium and ended with Final Wars. So yeah, now when people think of the American Godzilla, they think of that movie, Roland Emmerichs. However, what they seem to forget is that others actually followed it. And for those of you who don't know, in 1956, American audiences were introduced to Godzilla with Godzilla King of the Monsters, which was based off the 1954 movie of the same name. Now, most of you are probably saying, is this movie a reboot? No, it's not. It's actually it's followed closely to the original. The scenes you have the exact same scene from the original movie. However, songs were took out, and there were some scenes done by Hollywood. So, and the dialogue also dubbed by the people the actors of the original. Even though it wasn't as great as the original, many people don't like it. It was a big hit, and so they did. So technically, the studio behind the 1956 Godzilla also did the 1986 Godzilla, which was based off the Return of Godzilla. Now we got that out of the way. Let's talk about the history behind Roland Emmerichs, so you guys can see how this whole thing got messed up. Well, that's the interesting story. The first talk of an original American production of a Godzilla film started in the early 1980s, when director Steve Miner received special permission from Toho to produce an American Godzilla 3D feature film. Miner tried to find backers to finance the project, presenting concept art and storyboards from artist William Stout and a full screenplay written by Fred Decker. Despite initiating some interest in Hollywood, studios were unwilling to gamble on Miner's proposed $30 million budget. And the film rights died in 1983, right before the American Night. You get my point. In 1985, New World Pictures released its production of Godzilla 1985, which was based off Toho's Return of Godzilla, which was of the previous year. Much like the 1956 Godzilla King of the Monsters, which I've already talked about, was based on the original 54 Godzilla film. The New World production utilized most of the original film, along with scenes filmed in Hollywood, and new voice dialogue was recorded in English for the scenes in Japanese. So you know what I mean. Then we get to the early 90s. So in 1992, TriStar Pictures acquired the rights to Godzilla from Toho to produce a trilogy of original American Godzilla films. You guys know how that turned out. With the promise of remaining true to the original series, cautioning against nuclear weapons and runaway technology. Screenwriters Ted Elliott and Terry Russell, who you may know did the first 3 Pirates of the Caribbean movies and The Lone Ranger. Most of you think that they wrote the 4th and the 5th Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Well, that's where you'd be wrong. So yeah, they were tapped to write the script and submitted their final draft in late 1994. Early that year, Jan de Bont became attached to direct and began pre-production for a film for a 1996 summer release. De Bont's Godzilla would have discarded the character's atomic origin and replaced it with one wherein Godzilla is an artificial creation constructed by Atlanteans to defend humanity against a shape-shifting extraterrestrial monster called the Griffin. Culminating in a final showdown on Ellis Island, Stan Winston and his company were employed to do the effects for the film. Winston crafted sculptures of Godzilla in vein of the original design and the rival monster, the Griffin. And let me show you it. I'm sure you guys won't see that. Yeah, you can see it. Sounds cool, huh? I know. It's awesome. Now most of you probably think that that was probably the shooting script that he rewrote. That's where you'd be wrong. And I should really not do that. I don't want to go there. But the Bond later left the project after TriStar refused to approve his budget of 100 to 120. That was the same thing with Steve Miner, because he wanted 30 million, but that never happened. Prior to the release of Independence Day, director Roland Emmerichs, I don't know why I mentioned Gareth Edwards, and producer Dean Devlin signed on to do Godzilla under the condition they will be able to handle the film their way. Emmerich and Devlin discarded Elliott and Rossio's script and provided a new script where the Godzilla character in general were rewritten as a whole. So you know how. So yeah, that's when a good thing started to fall into pieces. Now, I didn't mention this in my Monsters review, but I'm going to mention it here. Imagine if you had a cake. You were making this cake, and it looked delicious. You put it in the oven, it looks good, but then you accidentally trip. You accidentally see it's hot, and then splat. It breaks. It breaks into tiny pieces, or worse, it comes out of the oven and it's all burnt. That's what the production is. It's like a cake that was good, but you end up spilling it, it crumbles into pieces and falls apart. That's what the production for this movie was. Patrick Tatopoulos, I think I pronounced that right, was contacted early on by Emmerich and asked to design the new Godzilla. According to Tatopoulos, the only specific instructions Emmerich gave him was that it should be able to run incredibly fast. Godzilla, only conceived as a robust, erector, standing, plantigrade, reptilian sea monster, was reimagined by Tatopoulos as a lean, digitigrade, bipedal, iguana-like creature that stood with his back and tail parallel to the ground. Godzilla's colour scheme was designed to reflect and blend in with the urban environment. At one point, it was planned to use motion capture from a human to create the movements of a computer-generated Godzilla, but it ended up looking too much like a man in a suit. Then we go into the filming. Oh yeah, I should warn you guys, I actually split this into 2 parts. So part 1 is going to be me talking about the history. I know, I should really think about that. Part 2 is going to be my thoughts on it. So, let's go back. Production began in May 1997 in New York City and moved to Los Angeles in June. Actually no, it won't be split into 2 parts. If the video doesn't use up that much memory, then we're perfectly fine. But if it doesn't, then I'll have to split this into 2 parts. Scenes in New York were filmed in... So yeah, production began in May 1997 in New York City and moved to Los Angeles in June. Scenes in New York were filmed in 13 days. Tropical scenes were filmed in the Hawaiian Islands. The United States Marine Corps participated in the filming of the movie. An actual Marines reverse pilot, Colonel Dwayne, was the pilot of... Okay, that's spoilers, I won't tell you. Okay, actually no, enough of the history. We've already talked about the history. Now, so yeah, casting began, everything began, and that's when Godzilla happened. But you know how it turned out. It turned out as a big flop in the box office. But, so yeah, as many of you guys know, this movie didn't do well at the box office. Critics, even Godzilla fans hated this movie. Hell, even Emmerich said that he regretted this project, but he said it was a lot better than fans say. I don't know, I'm not going to argue. Anyway, the plot. Okay, guys, sorry, I know my review has been all over the place, but there's so many things. Yeah, so yeah, like I said, this video won't actually be split in 2 parts. Sorry, I know. It's not going to be split in 2 parts. Yeah, but like I said, if my memory doesn't get used up, we'll have to split it, but we're going to probably get through this quick, so let's move on. It's probably been my longest review today. But anyway, moving on. You won't care. Alright, let's talk about the plot. The plot is that Totopoulos, Totopoulos, I hope I pronounced that right, is played by Matthew Broderick. Now this guy, he's a worm guy that studies on earthworms. He's then contacted by the military, and a general who's played by, if you guys watched the Transformers movie and saw Sam's parents, well, the father is in this movie. Yeah. So he's contacted by them to study some Bigfoots that simply, well, you guess it, Godzilla is here, and the monsters begin in destruction. So it's up to Matthew Broderick, his friends, and the military to bring this monster down before he destroys not only New York but the entire world. Like monsters, we're going to be talking about the good stuff and the bad stuff. Because as like Cloverfield and other movies, no movie is without their flaws. So let's get right into this. First, let's talk about the bad stuff. The cast. The cast in this movie, okay, they're not terrible. They actually are enjoyable. I'm confused because I actually like the cast, but they are flawed. Wait, but let's talk about the main character, Matthew Broderick, who plays Totopoulos. I hope I get that right. I hope I got that right. I really do. Matthew Broderick. He plays Dr. Nico Totopoulos. Yeah, I got that right. He does an okay job. Just okay. But he's, I don't know. I don't find him annoying, but I don't know, guys. It's just that he's all over the place. Now, also, well, there was a scene I was actually going to mention, but I don't want to, because Adam brought this up in his review. If you guys watched it, you know what I mean. That scene where he finds out that his girlfriend, played by Maria Pitillo, who plays Andre Timmons, stole the tape and told the news about the monster, and he gets paid off, and it's still in the exact same mood. Now, Adam already mentioned this. Okay, I'm actually not going to mention it, but you know what I mean. No, guys, I don't have a problem with the downcast. Let's just talk about, you know, guys, I have no problem with the movie. Actually, no, I have actually two problems with this movie. The first one is the rip-off. Now, the only rip-offs I can mention well, actually, no, the only rip-off we can mention is Jurassic Park. That's the only one I can mention. So yeah, for those of you who don't know, oh yeah, this is spoilers, so if you guys haven't seen this 1998 Godzilla, watch it right, no. Well, the decision up to you. If you guys haven't watched Godzilla, watch it. But you guys won't care, because and anyway, Godzilla fans, you probably watching this, you won't care. If you Godzilla fans haven't seen it and don't care, I want to know what the spoiler is, okay, join in. I'm actually perfect. I'm cool with you. It turns out Godzilla is a girl. Yes. He's a girl. So yeah, she's a girl. And has eggs. She has eggs. Yes. Now, what did you say? How is this a rip-off of Jurassic Park? Well, because the babies she has, they look like those things from Jurassic Park. You guys may think that, No, well, if you watch the movie, you know what I mean. But you guys won't watch it because I've already said that that Godzilla fans hate this movie. So you probably step away from this. The second, actually no, after you have 3 problems. The second problem, Godzilla, actually no, we'll get to talk about that later. The military do more damage than the monster does in Godzilla. Now, Godzilla fans are saying, what are you talking about? Now, if you ever watch the original Godzillas, you know one thing in that movie. Godzilla destroys the city. Now, what you say? Does Godzilla destroy the cities in this movie? Well, he does. 50% of it. 90% of it is the military blowing stuff up. They could have just, sorry guys, they could have called this movie, they could have just, called the movie, Military Do More Damage Than Godzilla. Because, don't get me wrong, Godzilla does destroy stuff, yeah. But the military do more damage in the movie. I mean, the military tried to destroy Godzilla, and it never happened. That was also my complaint with the original. Now, don't get me wrong, I like the original as much as the next person. But you should know, I'm not the biggest fan of Godzilla. I've already watched that Godzilla and this Godzilla. But yeah, the other problem, actually no, yeah, there's more problems in the movie, and I keep forgetting, and every time I mention it, it slaps me, it hits me, and yeah. The other problem is that the military, they can't hit Godzilla. Now, as I said, this is the problem with the original Godzilla, is that they couldn't attack Godzilla. But the only thing that can destroy it, well, if you guys haven't seen it, watch the original, not this. We'll stop the video. They can't take out this new Godzilla. He is the size of a, he's so big. How can you not take this guy out? He is so big. I mean, this is what I mean. He's so big. How can you not take out this thing? He's the size of a giant. He's like a big giant. How can you not take this thing out? Which also, oh yeah, actually no, fourth. Godzilla can hide. Really. Now this is what I mean. He hides in the subway. No disrespect, guys, but how can he do that? He can end up destroying half of New York, and everyone says, "Oh, he hide." Now this is what I mean. This is after when we first. Now you see Godzilla. Now you see Godzilla's first destruction scene, and I think it's 30 minutes in, and they're like, "Oh, he's gone. How can he be gone? He's so huge." This is also now when people think that he's probably disguised, but no, I found out that the only reason he hides is either in the water or the subway. But this is really stupid. How can he hide in a thing? Did a bunch of people who made him simply shrunk him down and hit that? I'm just saying, but it sounds really stupid. Oh yeah, and if you guys saw that big foot in the new Godzilla, well, that was actually in the 1981. So yeah, the new Gareth Edwards is doing a reference to this one, and I don't know why. The fifth, we'll get to that sooner. But the fifth problem is Godzilla's look. Wait, what was the other problem? Because Yeah, so the fifth problem is Godzilla's look. Now, if you guys don't know what I mean, let me show you Godzilla's look. Just watch. Yeah, I know, it's Dan Bond's Godzilla look, but it looks like the original Godzilla. You can even admit that's the Godzilla look. You can even admit it. Look, that's what Godzilla looks like. Here's this Godzilla's look. See guys, that's Godzilla's look. That looks nothing like Godzilla. Now, many of you are probably saying, did Gareth Edwards got the original Godzilla's look? That's actually a very good question. He did. Let me show you. Oh yeah, one more thing, guys. If you guys don't want to see Godzilla's new look, I want you to close your eyes, and then I'll tell you when to open your eyes, because I'm going to show people what Godzilla looks like. So if you don't know what he looks like, stop the video here, go watch Gareth Edwards' movie, or just close your eyes and then progress with this review. So yeah, just close your eyes when I'm about to show him. So yeah, I want you to close your eyes right now. See, guys? That's what Godzilla looks like. Oh yeah, if you guys forgot, I told you to close your eyes if you don't want to see Godzilla's look. But you guys already know that you have to close your eyes. Alright? So yeah, that's Godzilla's look in the new one. You guys can open your eyes right now. There you go. So yeah. If you Godzilla fans are disappointed that Roland Emmerichs did it, I don't mind the look, but it's a T-Rex. Now, for those of you who don't know, Godzilla looks, well, he is a lizard. Oh yeah, and this also leads into the sixth problem. Godzilla, oh, and this is in the second act, you guys won't mind, he eats fish. Now, I don't need to bug people, but Godzilla doesn't eat fish. He's a lizard. I don't know. I don't know. So yeah. However, there are some good stuff. One, I actually liked them. I actually thought it was enjoyable. I actually thought it was a fun popcorn flick. It was actually enjoyable. I had a lot of fun with it. Two, I thought it was an okay monster movie, but still enjoyable. And three, okay. This was the first Godzilla movie to introduce me to the world of Godzilla. If it wasn't from this movie, I wouldn't have knew Godzilla until now. I knew him when I was a lot younger. I like him. He was enjoyable. Well, actually no, but I like the character. So you know what I mean. Well, I think at least they got the Godzilla role pretty well, but I think the Godzilla one in the original one, the 2014 reboot, is better, but I find that one okay. Actually, I actually enjoyed the cast. Yeah, I know, the cliches. Yeah, many of you probably think I'll go into cliches. Well, no, I don't want to go into cliches because I'm getting sick and tired of it. Because if I do, we're going to be here all day. So, okay, now, with that said, I want to talk about the ending. Why? Because many people say that this movie never got a sequel. So we're going to talk about the ending, and then we're going to talk about why I don't agree with that. Let's talk about the end. If you guys want to know what it is, if you guys want to watch this movie, see how bad it is, watch it. If you Godzilla fans don't want it, good. Let's go. After destroying, oh yeah. Good. I hope you guys stop. But it's Godzilla fans, if you heard, okay, that's fine, it's okay. Anyway, moving on. Now, after destroying the T-Rex, Godzilla gets eliminated. Well, Godzilla gets peed off, he gets angry, and which leads into a 5-minute chase scene, which leads into the military shooting him. Yes, even though they didn't take the damn monster out in like 2 or 3 scenes ago, or 2 and 3 scenes, they are able to take him out. I don't get that. Well, Godzilla gets taken out and everything lives happily until Matthew mentions that there's more eggs. The monster comes out and then movie ends. Now, what you guys are probably saying, now, as I said before, Godzilla fans, including people who are just fans, or moviegoers said that they're glad there's no sequel. That's where they're wrong. Because, well, there weren't any sequels to this movie. Actually, no, there were. Why? Because in 1999 and 2000, the studio, including Roland Emmerichs, released a TV show. The TV show is not only based around this, but, surprise, it's a sequel to the 1998 Godzilla. Don't agree with me? Watch it then. If you don't agree with me, go on YouTube, type it down, watch it. Watch the first 3 minutes, and don't tell me, and then you can believe that this is the sequel to the 1998 one. So yeah, the anime series is the sequel. If you don't believe me, check it out, and then you know what I mean. So, I'm not being angry at you guys, but I'm not being angry. But hey, so what I think of this movie as a whole. If you guys don't like this movie, if you guys got cringeworthy that I ruined, if you guys were a little disappointed that I actually liked this movie, listen. If you don't like the movie, all the power to you. We all have our opinions. We all have our own things. If you don't like it, I'm okay. I won't hate you for it. I do agree with some of your opinions. Hell, there's 7 problems with this movie that I don't like. I don't like Godzilla's design, but I found it just to be a good popcorn flick. As a Godzilla movie, it's terrible, but it's just a fun popcorn flick. It's enjoyable. So, as a Godzilla flick, 2 out of 10. As a fun popcorn flick, 7 out of 10. That's honest. If you guys are huge fans of Godzilla, I advise you to stay away from this movie and the animated series. And, well, just spend your money on Gareth Edwards one, which I still saw. I'm still waiting until it comes out on DVD. But that's going to take 3 months. But if you guys want, if you guys like bad cliche movies with bad acting, mediocre story, and ruining someone's childhood, if you guys like any of that, then that's the movie. Then this is the movie for you. Like I said, the reason I enjoy it is because this is the first Godzilla movie that introduced me. If it wasn't from that, I wouldn't have known the Godzilla character until 2014, which you obviously say that's a good thing. Well, no, because many people like this movie only because it introduced them to Godzilla. So, I hope you guys don't get angry. I really do. I really hope. Because believe me, it's been a really sad day for Roland Emmerichs. And this is what I mean. Roland Emmerichs has directed some bad movies. The ones that I can mention: Independence Day, Day After Tomorrow, 10,000 BC, 2012, and White House Down. So yeah, 5 movies I can mention. I know he directed Sasuke, so that makes it 6. So yeah, it's been a very sad career. So, what I think should happen, well, just hope for a bad, just gotta hope for a bad thing. Damn! We're 33 minutes into this video. Well, time to end this video right here. It's been an honor, sir. It's been an honor serving God. It's been an honor meeting with you Godzilla fans. If you guys survive this video, don't worry. If you guys survive for this video and accept my word of if you don't like it, all the power to you, I won't hate you for it. If you can't accept those words, I'll give you the good awards. If you guys want to appreciate it, I can't argue. So, it's time to edit. Oh yeah, soundtrack. Soundtrack's done by David Arnold. And if you guys saw my opening theme, you guys know where that theme comes from. So, sit back. So, now if you guys excuse me, I'm just going to go back and do what I'm doing best. Adios.